What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. It is predictions time for the second and final Bledisloe game between the All Blacks and the Wallabies, which takes place Saturday morning South African time, obviously Saturday evening New Zealand and Australian time, in what should be an absolutely humdinger of a rugby contest. And there's a reason why I say that. Obviously, Australia made history last week, got their highest score against the mighty All Blacks, beating them, denying them of a chance of winning the Rugby Championship, and giving Australia a hope of winning the Bledisloe Cup, and at one stage, almost the Rugby Championship, but South Africa took it away from them. So, redemption is needed for the All Blacks. Payback is wanted from the All Blacks, but also the Wallabies want a cup. They want to rewrite history. They want to win this cup that they haven't won in such a long time. And now's a great time for them to do exactly that. The confidence that they will be having within this game is going to be massive. They just came off a fantastic victory, a solid victory against the All Blacks. Yes, there was a red card that affected the game, but it was a special game for the Wallabies, and they will need to take that forward going into it. They take that confidence, take that momentum, take that passion, camaraderie into this big game this weekend, and play with their absolute hearts out that they are wanting to win this weekend. It's not going to be easy. We are back in the All Blacks territory, which we know is extremely hard to do and to defeat them in, because they're hurting, they're frustrated, they're going to be angry, they want payback. The media has slaughtered them, the media has criticized them all over the world. People are saying, oh, the All Blacks, the team to be, or the team that they were, not favourites anymore, etc., etc. With all that said, you can't forget or write off this team. I've said it so many times, and I'll say it again. Because of what they've achieved, where they've come from, how they managed to regroup and get their minds right is powerful, and that's something we can't forget. Yes, the record, 4 points against Argentina, a draw against South Africa, a big loss against the Wallabies. Fine, those aren't three great results, but go back in time and think of what they've achieved over the past 8 to 10 years. 2 World Cups, a world ranking which was only taken away for them for less than 24 hours, which is still an achievement. Yes, they could lose it again this weekend, but that's not going to be the focus point for them. The focus point is ending off the Bledisloe game on a good note, so that their preparation for the Rugby World Cup is solid and on a winning note. So it's going to be just important for them to win this game as they approach it. I mean, Bledisloe is huge for these two. There's so much history between these great sporting nations, and they're going to want to end it on a great note. I mean, we just witnessed something completely different in Australia last week, where the Aussies just dominated. They scored great tries. They capitalised on opportunities. When the All Blacks came in for attack, they had an answer back, which isn't often seen. Come 65th minute, I thought, okay, the All Blacks are coming back. Australia's hopes, no chance. And it wasn't the case. They kept their own, they held their own, and they continued to capitalise on points. So the trick for the All Blacks this weekend is discipline. Steve Hansen said it himself, and capitalising on tackles, because missed tackles cost them, but it also cost Australia in certain aspects too. I think Australia had a weaker percentage rate into that as well, so they need to work on that. If they can be solid in the scrums like they were, great stuff. Lineouts too. It was a very equally, with the odd thing in the stats going towards the Wallabies, which made it very interesting to show how close the teams were, although the scoreboard was different, but it's because capitalised, and also remembering you're playing 14 men versus 15 men, which definitely isn't easier. You've got a guy who's lost in the scrum, in the line-out, so you have to regroup, rethink, and that obviously makes things a little tougher, and Australia just capitalised, and rightly so. When there's a weak point in the side, you go for it. If an animal is weak, the lion or the tiger, whatever it may be, goes after that animal because it's weak, and they capitalise. And that's exactly what the Wallabies did. They capitalised on the weak point of the All Blacks, and they beat them for it. But that's, having said that, It's a new slate, it's a new page, it's a new game this weekend. Or it's you're playing in New Zealand. Firstly, you we know the history. I mean, Aussies haven't won a lot of games in New Zealand, so that's already advantage. You're going to have probably a very angry, passionate crowd, which is intimidating on its own, backing their country. So that alone is going to be an advantage point. Steve Hansen is no stupid coach. The leadership within the team, the management, are not idiots. They've already spoken to Dan Carter and try to work on different ways to get this team back to where it was, to get this team back in the mental state so that they can start playing winning and successful rugby. So there's things being done. So we really cannot write the All Blacks off. Having said that, Australia will be doing the same, figuring out what they did right, capitalizing on it, keeping with it, and also what they did wrong, work on those weaknesses and attack the All Blacks through it. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be a brave game for both teams because a lot is on the line. Everyone's talking about it. And it's going to be massive for Australia if they can come away with the win. But it will be big for New Zealand too if they can do it too. If we look at the last time these two played in New Zealand, the score was 40-12 to the All Blacks. Time before that, 35-29. That was in 2017. So very close margin. Then in 2016 in the Rugby Championship, 29-9. So it all depends. If the Wallabies show up, play like they played last week, they can definitely go in and pick up a victory. If they don't, All Blacks are going to just walk over them like they've done in the past. So it's going to be the key for the Wallabies to really keep strong, keep their fitness levels up, and capitalize on opportunities. I mean, number 12 has been absolutely superb for the Wallabies. 14 had a cracking game for them, scoring those tries. Nick White, I thought, was solid as a scrum half. He was absolutely special and really took that team to another level, so he will be key to look out for. You got Michael Hooper with experience as a captain, and I couldn't be happier for him because I think he's done absolutely great stuff for them. So it's going to be exciting. I think the Wallabies have the opportunity to win a Bledisloe. They just need to really keep their mindset. If we look at the All Blacks, depending on what Steve selects, it's going to be a very, very strong team that are going to be determined to capitalize. I think it will be a similar team to what we saw last week. What I would do is put Barrett back at 10, put Richie on the bench again, just to test that out again, because there's been a few critical comments about Barrett at fullback. I mean, he was solid too, but there were the odd mistakes he made. So I'd put Ben Smith back at 15, who is brilliant in that position, and then see how things plan out and how they attack the game and play, because they've got the squad, they've got the quality, they just need to capitalize. Having said that, going into predictions this weekend, look, I've got a lot of time for both teams. I've got a lot of respect for New Zealand, and I appreciate what they do for rugby in general. But I would be so happy to see the Wallabies pick up a Bledisloe Cup. I think it'll be great for rugby. I think it'll be great for them. A good boost as they approach the World Cup. However, you are playing in New Zealand, and I don't see them losing 2 games in a row. A draw, a loss, a loss. I don't see that happening. I see the All Blacks picking up a victory by probably 8 or more points. They're going to be angry, they're going to be hurting, and they're going to want to prove a lot of people wrong. So I'm expecting a big, big victory for the All Blacks. Not going to be a walkover, not going to be a smash, I don't think, but it's going to be a solid points victory by 8 or more points. So I'm curious to see what happens, how they do it, and how they go about playing this weekend. It's going to be epic. I can't wait. This is the game I'm looking forward to the most this weekend, because it's just, there's a lot on the line. There's still a cup on the line, and both teams are going to want to really end with a bang. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to win? Will it be the Wallabies winning in the Bledisloe, or will the All Blacks bounce back and get a victory? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys real soon for another video, especially the recap. So stay safe and never give up, and subscribe if you're new. Cheers.